Hi guys, welcome back to people at my hall are screaming, that's fun. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. I realized that I needed to make a video for the month of October, and I never did a story time of how I lost my phone on a roller coaster. So here's that story time. So this is probably the craziest thing that ever happened to me, and I do want to say this happened at Disney World. I am not at all mad at the company. It was my own fault, and I'm very happy with how Walt Disney World handled it. So let's get into it. So over the summer, we did a big trip for my graduation combined with my sister's graduation, because she didn't get a trip for her graduation. So I graduated in May, she graduated a year before, and she didn't get a graduation. She didn't really get to do anything for her graduation because my dad had total knee replacement, and so we did a bigger trip this time. So we did a 10-day trip. We did a cruise for 7 days, and then we had, my parents booked the cruise out of Orlando. Or not Orlando. In Florida. I forgot where in Florida. But they booked the cruise out of Florida, so that way we came back and we did Disney for 3 days because my cousin works at Disney and she was able to get us very cheap tickets. So we were at Disney and it was going very well. I loved Disney. It was still my favorite vacation. I was being a little excessive. I vlogged pretty much everything. And I'm trying to think of what, I'm pretty sure we did Hollywood and Epcot first and the Magic Kingdom last. I think we did Epcot first, then Magic Kingdom, then Hollywood. We were in Magic Kingdom, and I should have known that it was going to be a bad day when the first thing we did was Carousel of Progress, and we got stuck on the Carousel of Progress. And that has never happened to me before. So I should have known that it was going to be a bad day, but I was being annoying with vlogging. I was vlogging everything we did, everything we ate, the rides we went on, all this stuff. And I vlogged what I would do when we would get on the rides. I would vlog the wait time or us standing in line, and then I would vlog us stepping on the ride, and then I would put it in my pocket or in a bag or give it to someone who had a bag or something like that. And we went on Space Mountain, and I vlogged stepping on the ride, and I didn't have anything with pockets. I had pockets, but they were just really small cloth pockets. And so I was like, oh, I'll just put it in the bag. Because some Disney roller coasters, they'll give you a bag so that you can put your ears in them or your phones or your small bags, stuff like that. And I put it in the bag, but we still don't really know how it happened. My guess is that I meant to put it in the bag and it went behind it, or that the bag opened and I didn't shut it right. But we did the ride and I had no idea that I didn't have my phone. And then we were getting off the ride and I saw that I felt in the phone in the pocket to grab my ears, and I saw that my phone wasn't there. So I didn't have them stop the ride. I just told the worker, I was like, hey, just so you know, my phone I think fell out of the pocket. And so he sent the other car and then checked the one that I was in, because he was like, well, maybe it fell out of the pocket, but it's just kind of sliding on the floor. And I was like, okay, go ahead and look, because I kind of figured it wasn't, because Space Mountain is a pretty bumpy ride, so for a phone that's really light. I kind of thought I was going to go flying. So I was able to log into find my iPhone on, like, my sister's phone. And it showed, when you zoomed in, I'll see if I can still find the screenshot, but it showed that my phone was directly in the middle of Space Mountain. And that's when I knew that, like, it was bad. So we went to the cast member who was, like, working at the end of the line. And we're like, we just rode and I dropped my phone on it. Is there any way that, like, you could look for it? And they had us, like, fill out a form that basically said that they were going to do everything in their power, but to not take legal action if they couldn't find it. And also just, like, to fill out a description of, like, what my phone looked like and stuff. So we did that, and then I, like, gave them my phone number, my email, I think. We gave them my cousin's phone number, because she's the one who, like, worked at Disney and had, like, the connections. But literally the day after I dropped my phone, because we were planning that night on going back and, like, they do, like, a sweep of the track every night once they're completely done with the ride. And my cousin was like, oh, we'll just go, like, when they sweep the track and see if they can get it then. But that one night, they didn't do a sweep of the track, so we went the next morning, and the day after, my cousin was like, well, see if it's still, like, you can find it and find my iPhone. And if you can, if it still says it's in the middle, then I'll go and talk to the cast member. So I did. I logged on to find my iPhone, and it said that it was, like, still in the, like, literally the dead center of Space Mountain. And I was like, and she's like, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So I actually ended up flying home without my phone because Claire, I knew she was going to handle it, and she did. So I flew home and used, like, on the plane, I just, like, kind of used my sister's phone, and she slept, but that's not really important. I flew home, and then I logged into, like, my iCloud account from my old phone so that I just, like, still had a phone, because I was like, I don't want to, at the time I was nannying, and I was like, I don't want to go and nanny if I don't have a phone, because, like, if something were to happen, I need to be able to communicate with the mom. And so I was able to log in, like, with my phone number and stuff and get a SIM card to my old iPhone. And a couple days later, my cousin called and said that they found the phone, my phone, and she sent me the pictures, and I'll see if I can find the pictures, but normal phones are like this. My phone was like this. So the front of the phone was completely fine, which was shocking to me, but the back was literally laying like this, and the back was completely shattered, and the front wasn't shattered at all. So obviously it had been run over by the roller coaster. So she called, and she's like, we don't know if it'll turn on because it was dead, and were just like, it's not working. And she's like, yeah, I took it out of the bag, and, like, glass shards were getting everywhere, and I didn't want that. So she ended up coming home, like, a couple weekends later, and she brought the phone with her, like, in a Ziploc bag. And I took it to the Cricket store and was like, is there any way that you can fix this? And they're like, no, it's completely trashed. So I was like, okay, is there any way that, like, you'd be able to get the videos and pictures, like, just from the trip? Because I didn't back anything up to the iCloud when we were on the trip, because when we were on the cruise, I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and then when we were in Disney, I just didn't think of it. So I didn't have anything backed up to my iCloud from the trip, but I had it backed up, like, right before then. So, and he's like, no, there's pretty much no way. If it wasn't backed up to iCloud, there's pretty much no way you can get it, because the SIM card is, like, your data. It's not, like, pictures. It's, like, your personal contact information and stuff. So she brought it home, and I took the SIM card out of it and got a new phone and put it in the new phone. And it all ended up working out, but it was just slightly annoying that I wasn't able to save those pictures and videos, because I got so many amazing pictures and so many videos of, like, all the food we ate and everything we experienced, and it kind of sucks that it's all gone now, but, I still, sorry, I took on my throat. I still had a really, really good time on our trip, and I was able to upload the footage I got on the GoPro, which was really good. But, you know, that's why, like, on the GoPro footage, some of it, like, didn't make sense and stuff, because it was literally just the footage I got on the GoPro and, like, when we were swimming and stuff, but I was still able to, I feel like you kind of got the gist of my trip, but it was still a really fun trip, and just, you know, dropping my phone off Space Mountain was definitely the worst part of it. I loved seeing my family, I loved spending time with my family, but it just sucks when something like that happens. But, and again, I'm not at all blaming, like, the Disney company or any of the cast members who were working that day. Like, I am very aware that it was, like, my own fault and that I shouldn't have been recording, but I thought that, like, when I put it in the thing, I thought that I put it in there. Obviously, I didn't, and somehow it fell off the ride. But, so yeah, that's my story, and that's, yeah, my little story time of how my phone fell off Space Mountain. And I do want to say, if anything like that ever happens to you, if you lose anything, on any ride, no matter, like, what it is, roller coaster, you know, whatever, if you go to a cast member, you have a very good chance of finding it. And it could have just been because I know someone who's a cast member and she kind of worked her magic, but they were, even, like, before she was like, hey, we need this, like, they were very willing to help. They, like, stopped and looked at the ride, like, on the cart, like, they said they were going to contact me if they found it. Like, they were very helpful and very much trying to get it back for me, which I was very grateful for. But to make a very long story short, if you ever lose anything at Disney, if you tell a cast member, they will do their best to help you find it. I hope this is a lesson that, you know, not everything needs to be on social media, and you should, like, kind of take the time to live in the moment and be with your family and stuff, because I wouldn't have lost it if I was recording. But that's okay. I still got most of the footage from the trip, and I still had a great time. So, and I think that all things considered, the, like, cast members and my cousin and just everyone involved did everything they could to try to make it function and still work, and it just didn't end up working, but that is okay. I definitely learned from it. But yeah, I realized that I posted the videos and I was like, I dropped my phone off Space Mountain, and then I, like, didn't say anything else about it. So that's all I got for today's video. It was just a little bit of a story time, but yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys, like, kind of what happened, how we dealt with it. And yeah, it's not gonna happen again, hopefully, but I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this video was boring, it was kind of just me talking, but if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, press the red subscribe button, and ding the bell for notifications every time I post a new video. Here are my social media handles. Make sure you check out my podcast called Disney Geeks Podcast, available on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts. I just released a new episode today, and I am sticking with my posting once a month, so we will see if I continue that. For sure, I'm gonna try to post on here once a month as well, but other than that, I don't think I have anything else. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye!